Things you should probably do playing as Potemkin, featuring the paper background. Okay, so I'm going to break this video up into 3 parts. There's the easy, intermediate, and hard but not expert. And I'll go over each one of them. So starting off with easy, it's stuff you can probably learn in about an hour or so. Starting things off strong with your baby's first corner combo. This one is just really simple to do. You don't even really have to think. You just have to close slide. You do repeat the same thing twice, and then you do heat knuckle at the end. So that's how that works. And I have the notation on here. This next one's a good one because if you're ready about to kill someone, you can just close slash dust. It's a frame trap, and that people don't block high usually when you're on the ground. So easy win, easy money. Just make sure you don't charge the dust or you will pay the price. Speaking of frame traps, this one is close slash, 2 slash, heavy slash, and then flick. It's a frame trap on the flick because people think they can do their turn after heavy slash for whatever reason, but they can't. But let's not tell them that. This is also good to use because if it counter hits them, you can roll up with Hammerfall and hit them with a meaty close slash. Back to frame traps, you got your 2K to 2D, and then you can flick again. Flick always is just gonna ruin people's lives, and you should keep doing it. Alright, and then we got your baby's first Garuda, which, you know, you could do 2K, 2D Garuda. People are gonna see this coming if you're above floor 8. But usually, if, you know, higher level play, you could do it just the 2K into Garuda, and that's pretty good. Just, you know, mix it up a little bit. Now, if you do your basic block string, you know, your close slash, 2 slash, heavy slash, you can do another frame trap with your wild assault, and this will guarantee you a pot buster. So it's pretty good, but the pot buster will not do as much damage, unfortunately. Just make sure to gauge the distance a little bit because they can still hit you if they FD or you do this combo a little further away than you should. All right, now we're moving up to the intermediate level. This stuff is kind of hard, but not too hard. It just might take a couple more hours to learn this stuff than the easy stuff. And let's just jump into it. First thing to talk about is stagger pressure. Staggering your Gatlings so they become frame traps is a good way to catch people mashing buttons. And if you don't know what a Gatling is, it's basically just canceling a normal attack into another normal attack. So you close slash into your 2S into your heavies. That's a Gatling. And the reason why this is so important on pot is because this 2S puts the other person into a stagger state, but only if it's a counter hit, which makes it so they can't block anything, so their only option to get out of this is using the burst button. And landing a counter hit gives you more time to react, so you can do Hammerfall break into pot buster. Now if you stagger your heavy slash and that lands as a counter hit, you can go into Hammerfall break and cancel into your super barrier Kai thingy. Yes, I am a pot player. Now, you can't just use Hammerfall and then go immediately into the super. You have to do Hammerfall break into super. And basically, you just buffer the input, aka you do the input while you're in Hammerfall, and then you hit the break button, and then you hit one of the super buttons. Heavy slash or slash, whatever you want. The implications of this are pretty important for pressure and also just being able to catch people that are jumping with Heavenly Potemkin Buster like this. Alright, let's tame things down a bit. This is just like another solid combo to do to get Oki, and if you don't know what Oki is, then oh, jeez, man. It just means you get to keep your turn when the person wakes up. Speaking of Oki, you should probably know that you can get 2 Garudas off when someone's waking up as long as you hit them on the later half of the Garuda, which makes it so your next Garuda will hit them if they're mashing a button or trying to jump. Next up on the chopping block, when you're doing Hammerfall and you hit but it's not actually a hit, they block it, just cancel it into a Garuda and it's still your turn. Another thing to note about this is if you delay it slightly, there's a better chance of you hitting as a frame trap rather than it just being a gapless string. Now, if you're really good at the game, you can also cancel this into a safe pot buster if they try to mash buttons. Next up, we have a combo that uses only half your burst meter, and you can do it from mid-screen and get a wall splat. Just read the notation. I don't know if I can. I don't know if you want me to spell this out for you. I hope you know how to read. And if you don't, then I don't know. Just copy the buttons that you see on the screen. And well, if you're a person that's like, well, that's too hard for me, I can't do that, well, just do the same beginner, you know, the close slash, 2 slash into uppercut, and then wild assault, full charge, and then just hit the P button. Just mash the P button and you'll break the wall. It's not the best damage, but it is some damage. Now, if you land a Pop Buster, you can hammer fall up, and you can get another Pop Buster for free if you know, time it right. And what this also means is that you can hit them with a close slash and they'll hurt a lot for it, hopefully. Now, here's another frame trap slash overhead. You do close slash, then you jump up and hit the slash button again, and then hit the heavy button. But if they duck, you might whiff, which I guess this is supposed to be an overhead, so it should hurt that. So, you know, actually, I'm kind of rethinking things. This might not be the best thing, but it's still useful for a frame trap. Just hope they don't 6P you. Moving on to hard but not expert, because if I say expert, someone will want to beat me up for being too easy. Now, forward Mega Fist, it's unsafe, but Roman Cancel into Pop Buster, you can make it very scary, and you should. Also, with the Pop Buster, you can make it so it's burst safe if you do a purple Roman Cancel, not a red Roman Cancel, because then they'll mess everything up and they can burst out of it. You have to wait slightly a little, and then purple Roman Cancel, and then you can do Heat Knuckle and burst them through a wall, get that positive bonus going. And if you're up against the wall and you somehow land a Pop Buster, you can still do this. You just have to wait a little bit longer for Pop to put the opponent on the other side of you, and then you do purple Roman Cancel, and then you can do the same exact thing. Nice. Alright, now this is my favorite thing in the whole entire game, the Jump Scare Pop Buster. It's basically just doing a fast Roman Cancel into Pop Buster, which, you know, might sound easy at first, but it's really not. This took me like 6 months to actually start doing this in matches. But it's really, really good to do. And there's many applications. Usually you do it out of hammer fall, but you can get really creative with this. You can do Garuda into it, you can do Flick into it. It's a beautiful move, and everyone should learn it. And just look at the distance you can grab somebody with this. There's like 6 cubes in between them. I don't know what that, you know, equates to in game. It's a lot. It's very far range. Yeah, it's scary. That's why it's the Jump Scare Pop Buster. The next thing is a guaranteed Heavenly Potemkin Buster. I will do it one day, but to do this, you do the close slash into forward heavy. Usually that's a frame trap, but some people like to jump because they don't want to get Pop Bustered. So if they do that, after the forward heavy, you use your Wild Assault, and then you use Heavenly Potemkin Buster. They can't burst out of it because White Wild Assault took away their burst, and you ruin that person's day, which is a plus for you. Now you can get a guaranteed Pop Buster if you do the basic combo and end with Heavy Slash, and then you immediately do a fast Roman Cancel into Garuda. As long as they don't have burst, they're getting Pop Busted. This next one is pretty situational, but it's pretty neat to do, and it's a good knowledge check. You do Close Slash, if they block it, you do Gigantic High Barrier. You jump, do a jump P at the same frame as the Gigantic High Barrier is, like, you know, hitting them, and as you land, you can do a Pop Buster. Now there is counterplay to this. If they just hold back and jump, then they can get out of this. But you can beat that by landing and just doing a 2K 2D. If they know the knowledge check, they're not going to want to take the Pop Buster damage, so it's always probably just good to do the 2K 2D. Now if you ever felt that it was unfair that Pot doesn't have a DP of any kind, well, you can make a Pop Buster his DP by using his super invulnerability frames and then doing Pop Buster out of Roman Cancel. And the best part about this is it only takes up 1 bar of tension. Now this is really hard to do if the person uses a really active move such as Kai's 5K, because that's like 8 frames active, so you have to make the invulnerability frames linger on until the end of it, which can be difficult to time, but still this is really useful to know if you want to do a DP Pop Buster. And I think that's it. That's the end of the list of things that you probably should be doing as Pot. I probably missed a couple hundred things, but you know, you guys can figure it out, right? Anyways, see you next time.